it just triggers something in your stuck body. The change is okay. It's not going to kill you. So with this new moon, okay, one thing you have to be asking, because it's called a self-reflection energy field for all these, the whole time of it. So this new moon, this galactic moon, I actually should call it, will be in effect from today right on until April 3rd, okay? And it's a time of self-reflection. It's the key to everything. And that doesn't mean that you're narcissistic or too self-absorbed. It's time for honest self-reflection. Is this the time for you to give up alcohol? Is this the time for you to drop your grudge or change the dining room chairs? Whatever the self-reflection is. My self-reflection this morning was rather deep based on, again, we all have our stuff going on. And I woke up thinking, wow, I have been a rebel since I was practically 10 or 11 years old. A very gentle rebel, but then I always tried to squish that, thinking that wasn't so nice. And this morning, I full on owned it and embraced it and thought, well, hallelujah. I can be the rebel. I can rebel against the establishment in my own humble way. It doesn't have to hurt anyone. It doesn't have to be in conflict. But I can share with you why I wouldn't have that new baby vaccinated, lickety-split 1, 2, 3. I could share with you, be careful of this and approach it from this manner. That's being a very loving, happy rebel. This is the month to ask also, how can you be of service to the earth? How can you cultivate things that appear? How can you cultivate a sacred perception in a world that appears out of order? Drop your sense of appearance. Underneath the appearance is perfect order. Keep going there. Keep telling yourself, underneath the appearance is perfect order. So we're creating balance of light and dark this month. And how cool is that? Unless there was a shadow, you can't have light. So the shadow is not all bad. The shadow is what the shadow is. Just accept it. Allow it to be. So it's a particularly interesting, I love it when these things change because it gives me like, okay, I'm onto it. I'm onto the next thing here. Well, it's probably because I like change. But at any rate, so here we go with the power of intention, awaken to the realization of universal mind, which precedes and directs all manifestations in your physical world. And again, you think you're doing it? I got news for you. The great doer is doing it through you. Universal mind is doing it through you. And as you become clearer and more connected to that understanding, the actual pulse of your body changes. It will become steady. It'll become a streaming surge of energy. And you will then fully realize your capacity to broadcast subtle truths, both actually through the subtle body and physically. So learning to speak your truth, it does not have to be abrasive. It doesn't have to be know-it-all. But many of us have had to learn to speak up courageously, without fear, and honoring the fact that it's not us speaking up at all. We're being used and spoken through. So my thing is, if I'm being used and spoken through, I want to be a clear vessel for that. I want to be present. I want to be fully present to know that that great speaker has a clean slate upon which to work. So we're winding down now. So I'm going to say to you, Happy New Month. Please check out my website. I would be so delighted on this day of abundance for you to at least look at my new abundance book and know that I have an abundance of love and light that I am sending each of you with strength and focus and conviction. Listen next week. I won't be here live, but listen for the I Ching lesson. Love you. Bye.